Yeah.
It's just on CanCare, I wanted to get you to paraphrase what you, since I got your late salary dentist appointment, I want to get you to paraphrase your message about education. But since we're on CanCare, you're fairly critical of CanCare, which would put you to the right of the Libertarian candidate for governor. How do you square that?
Well, I don't know where I am with respect to the Libertarian candidate, but what I can tell you is I've spent a lot of time listening to people in the healthcare community, hospital administrators, nursing home administrators, people who run home health agencies, and also recipients of the Medicaid program, and they're very unhappy with how this is working. People are being denied coverage in an unfair way. Providers are not getting paid on time or not getting paid at all. Many providers have had to hire additional staff to have to deal with the managed care companies, and it's just not working.
Rewind, Brownback gets elected, but you're the governor back then, and Obamacare comes in, and would you have been in favor of a Kansas exchange?
Oh, I think that our insurance commissioner, Sandy Prager, who I think has done a very good job, was very prepared to implement a Kansas exchange, and I think that was the direction that we should have gone. Whenever we have the option to do something the Kansas way and not do something the federal government's way, I think it's something that we ought to take very seriously.
Well, these are federal dollars coming in, of course.
Certainly, certainly.
Okay, and if you could just, since I got here late, paraphrase your education message.
Well, I mean, Sam Brownback simply has just never made education a priority, and now, as his back's up against the wall in this campaign, he's trying to rewrite history and convince people that he's been a great supporter of public education when his record just doesn't reflect that. And I've got a 12-year record of being a very, very strong advocate for public schools, and that's the choice that Kansas voters have here in November.
Okay, when I first got here 6 weeks ago, there was a big press conference about the 104 Republicans that were endorsing you. You were there. Right. Now, obviously, we're so. And the education was a big reason for that, and education funding, big reason for that. And so there's no tax increases at all.
What we have proposed is that we need to freeze the tax rates where they are going to be on January 1, 2015, and start to get our fiscal house in order again and to restore the funding to public schools. If we go any farther on this economic experiment, it is going to jeopardize the quality of education an entire generation of Kansas kids are going to receive, and that's what Sam Brownback just doesn't seem to understand.
So you'd be freezing taxes and instead of lowering taxes, which is what would be scheduled to happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you proceed farther down the road, what you end up with is the state that is just in deeper and deeper debt, and what that translates into is cuts for education. And Sam Brownback's done it before, and he'll do it again.
Okay, just one more question, because of that meaning, those 104 Republicans, education was the key reason that they got together. Now, does this the budget, the income tax cuts, is this having a devastating effect, in your opinion, on overall everything else besides just education?
Well, Sam Brownback sold this to the people of Kansas as something that would be a great stimulator of the economy, and he said it'd be a shot of adrenaline. And the facts are that we're just lagging behind the rest of the country. We're lagging behind our surrounding states in terms of economic growth. It's a flawed approach to growing the economy, and it's never worked anywhere before. It's not working here, and it's not going to work.
Okay. Besides education, name just a couple of other areas where we're deeply falling behind.
Well, you look at the governor's own Council of Economic Advisors report a number of months ago, and they documented that, Kansas is trailing our surrounding states in virtually every economic growth indicator there is out there. And when you're in that kind of position and your budget is hemorrhaging, I think it just clearly demonstrates that the whole approach, the experiment, just hasn't worked.